The Bible has a lot to say about how you should conduct yourself in life and in business. Ignoring what the Bible has to say about business can lead to negative consequences that you don't want to face. And all these things can damage your reputation. And when you damage your reputation, you hurt your business, because your business is your reputation. When you don't do things right, when you're dishonest, when you cheat people, it ruins. Challenges in business have existed for a long time. They've always existed. Whatever challenges that you face now, is not new. King Solomon once said that there's nothing new under the sun. Now, this means that even though time has passed, there's been years and years and years, things are still the same. There's a saying that says history repeats itself. And that's true because, as King Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. There's no new thing that anybody can do. Everything that somebody does is always either a reenactment or of something that has already been done. So there is no such thing as new inventions. The only thing you're doing is you can innovate. You can create things out of what's already existed. There are no new ideas. There's only the expounding and discussing the ideas from your own personality. And so, but as time passes, as time goes on, the main issues are the same thing. The main issues are the main issues. And business people need to deal with, people need to deal with competition. You have to deal with ethics, and you have to make ethical decisions, all while trying to be successful all at the same time. And so these challenges have always existed, and they will continue to exist in the future. But the Bible has a lot to say about how you should conduct yourself in life and in business. Now, ignoring these teachings, ignoring what the Bible has to say about business, it can lead to negative consequences that you don't want to face. And it could cause you to be greedy. It could cause you to be dishonest. It's self-centeredness. All these things can damage your reputation. And when you damage your reputation, you hurt your business, because your business is your reputation, right? Especially if you own the business, the entrepreneur or solopreneur. Your business is built on your reputation. And so when you don't do things right, when you're dishonest, when you cheat people, it ruins your reputation. It also ruins relationships and partnerships with other people who are in business, other people in the marketplace. When they see you coming, they know, because your reputation will precede you, and you don't want to get labeled as a bad business person, or a person who cheats people, a person who cheats people out of their money. You don't want to be labeled as that, because that sticks with you. And so that can cause moral bankruptcy. And so it's important that you follow the guidance from God, and the things that God has to say about business, to avoid all of these situations that I just talked about. Now, the Bible continues to be relevant. Even after all these years, the Bible is relevant to every situation. There's no situation in our lives that the Bible does not speak to in some form or fashion. And so the Bible is relevant to your life, and it's also relevant to your business. Because like I said, as Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. And so even though the methods have changed and evolved over time, people still deal with the same problems. They may look different, they may have a different name, but people still deal with the same problems, and problems that have existed for thousands of years. And so there's some scriptures that I'm going to give you that they are valuable advice for everyone, no matter who you are, whether you're the business owner or an employee or a customer or whoever. These valuable scriptures have so much wisdom in them, and it can help guide us in our interactions within business. And so today I want to give you 3 principles that every business owner should know. Hey, I just wanted to interrupt this video for a moment to to tell you about the importance of having a morning routine. This is why it's so important. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like that your mornings are chaotic and rushed, and it leaves you feeling stressed and unprepared for the day? Are you tired of stumbling through your mornings feeling disorganized and overwhelmed? Does a lack of a structured routine leave you scrambling it to find focus and to balance your day? The absence of a morning routine can leave us playing catch up for the rest of the day, leading to decreased productivity and lower energy levels. Well, it's time to transform your mornings and take control over your day with Master Your Morning. See, Master Your Morning is a free resource that I created. This is a guide to creating a morning routine that sets up the foundation of your day for success. Master Your Mornings. This is your solution to chaotic mornings. This is your solution to creating a morning routine that sets the foundation for your day. If you're ready to experience a purposeful start to your day, download this free resource. There's a link in the description below this video where you can download that free resource. Sign up now and unlock the power of your mornings. The first thing is this. Number one, honesty in transactions lead to prosperity. Now, what does that mean? The pursuit of when you pursuing something and you pursuing it by using dishonest measures, the pursuit of dishonest gain can have negative consequences. That means financial consequences, strained relationships, damage to your reputation, and ultimately, when all these things happen, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you. It'll hurt you emotionally and psychologically. And so it's important to prioritize being honest and being ethical. Honest and ethical behavior that will help you to save your life and your business. Deuteronomy 25:13 says, you must use accurate scales when you weigh out merchandise and full and honest measures. Always use honest weights and measures to enjoy a long life in the land the Lord your God has given you. Now, basically what this saying is, be fair, don't cheat people. That's basically what it's saying. It talks about using weights and measures. What it's saying is, because back in that day, they used weights and measures to do trading and to do business and commerce. And so what it's talking about is don't cheat people don't make people pay for something that is not the weight that it's supposed to be. Don't measure out something and try to cheat people and skimp people on something that they're supposed to have and make them pay more for getting less. And so when you don't use accurate weights and measures, that is the same thing as defrauding somebody. And so some people practice this back in this time. Some people practice this trying to get more money out of people for giving them less. And people still do the same thing today. People try to give you less service and get more money out of you. People try to give you less product and get more money out of you. And you see this a lot with people who are going from business to business. They try to do things that cause them to spend more money and get less value. You get less product. But when you do this, it's wrong. And in this context, the Israelites, God wanted them to be honest in their business dealings. He wanted them to be honest. And they could afford to be honest. They could afford to be honest because ultimately it's the Lord who is the one that gives you prosperity. So really you don't have to cheat anybody. When you trust God, when God is your source, you don't have to cheat anybody out of anything because you know and believe that ultimately God is the one who is giving you wealth. God is the one who is giving you prosperity. And so when you realize that and when you understand that, you can have integrity. You don't have to cheat anybody out of anything when you know that God is the provider. It's not the person. God is ultimately your provider. And you don't have to, you can be honest, you can be fair, you can be straight up with people when you understand that everything comes from the Lord. When you understand this. And so when you're dishonest, though, back at that time, when they were dishonest, it brought a curse on their family, it brought a curse on their property, and it cursed their souls. And so Same thing happens today. In some form of fashion, it will curse you when you are dishonest with people. When you do things, when you cheat people, some way, somehow, it brings a curse on you. It may not look like it did in the Bible times, but I believe that somehow, some way, you're going to get paid back for what the wrong that you've done. You may not see it in the beginning, but eventually, you will. There will be recompense for what you did. When you are in business, you are called to prioritize honesty and fairness and integrity in everything that you do, in all of your operations. And all of this is this is what this is saying in Deuteronomy. By using fair weights and fair measures, and you promote ethical conduct, and when you do that, you build trust with people. And when you build trust, it contributes to a more prosperous and equitable society. Everybody wins when you are honest. And so, the one thing that I want you to take away from this is commit to upholding these principles in your business and practice for your own benefit and for the greater good. The second thing is this. Generosity is a key to sustainable success. You see, a lot of small business owners, they struggle with ethical dilemmas and creating sustainable business, because you have to try to balance profits and principles at the same time. And trying to balance profit and principles, it can be tough. It's hard, because what happens if you don't balance those things, it can lead to a lack of transparency. It can lead to you doing unfair practices. It can lead to having messing up your relationships with other people, with vendors, messing up your relationship with other businesses, messing up your relationship with just other people. And so it's hard to kind of navigate these things. But Psalms 112:5 says, good comes to those who lend money generously and conduct their business fairly. Now, this is talking about two things. It's talking about being generous and conducting your business fairly. Generosity and sound judgment in God, it forms a character in you that will ultimately ensure your success. So you don't have to worry, because when you do things the right way, eventually you will win. I believe that God will take care of you when you do things His way. You don't have to cheat anybody, like I said. When you are generous and you are fair. And the generosity, being generous with yourself, and let's talk about this generosity. The generosity that I'm talking about is to favor somebody. It's to have compassion on somebody. It's to be gracious, and it's just to have a generous attitude. That's basically what I mean, and what this is meaning is just having a generous attitude. Because when you have that, things go well. Things just feel better when you are generous with your resources, with your time, and when you are not trying to withhold anything from anybody, and you're just being good and honest and fair. Now, I'm not talking about not making money. I'm not talking about not doing the things that you need to do to be profitable. But at the same time, you don't have to cheat anybody. You can just be fair and be generous when there's in the times that you can be generous. All this is talking about is you conducting your affairs with fairness and generosity. And when you strive to create something like that, you not only make money, but you have a positive impact on everybody that you deal with. You have a positive impact on the people that work with you and work for you. You have a positive impact on the customers. You have a positive impact on the community. You just have a positive impact all around when you strive to do things this way, when you strive to have a generous attitude toward the things that you are doing. Now, and like I said, when you follow this principle, it can have a lasting impact on the value of your business. The value of your business goes up. The value of your business in people's mind goes all the way up. And here, the third thing is this. The third thing is diligence and planning are key to business success. Now, here's another thing that small businesses struggle with. They struggle with finances. They struggle with financial instability. They struggle with having inconsistent cash flow and the challenge of managing all these expenses. And so if you don't manage your expenses well, it affects you. It affects the business. It affects you. You can end up in debt. You can end up, and ultimately, you can end up closing down. You can end up going out of business when you don't manage your finances well. Cash flow is a serious thing, because any business, it just eats up cash, because it takes cash to run the business. It takes cash to when you got overhead and you got all these other things. It takes a lot of cash to run a business. And so you can eat your cash up if you're really not paying attention. And so let me give you this. Proverbs 10:4 says, lazy people are soon poor and hard workers get rich. Now, it says lazy people are poor. Let's sit that to the side for a second. What this means is just being lazy and not being diligent to do the things that you need to do. Having a lazy mentality. That's what this means, is when you have a lazy mentality and you're not doing the things that you know you should do. You're not doing the things that you know you should do to put more protection around how to manage your cash, to learn more about managing your cash. You just being lazy and not doing the things that doing the extra diligence and the extra work. And you also are lazy with coming up with strategy. Being lazy with coming up with strategy. And so you work a strategy that's not really working well for you, and you just keep doing it. And not coming up with a new strategy, sometimes it just comes down to pure laziness, not really wanting to do the mental work of creating the right strategy. What this is saying is you need to commit to the principle of working diligently, because like it said, a person that works hard and diligent becomes rich. And so when you approach your business with diligence, with strategy, with the diligence to come up with strategies and be wise, the hard work and the planning and all those things, it will yield fruit in due time. And so by doing this, you can overcome obstacles, and you can fulfill the potential of yourself and your business by building an enterprise that not only benefits yourself, but it benefits the community and the world around you. And so God's word provides clear guidance. It use accurate scales to conduct your business fairly and work diligently, because these principles will ensure honesty, fairness, and prosperity in your dealings. Now, by following these scriptures, you can uphold the integrity and promote trust within yourself and your business, and this lays a foundation for success. But when you disregard these principles, it can lead to trouble. Dishonest behavior can result in you just ruining yourself and your business, and being lazy can lead to poverty. And so it's important to keep these principles in mind to avoid the negative consequences. But if you embrace honesty, fairness, and diligence, it will bless you. It will truly bless you. And it will allow you to thrive in your business, and you can earn trust and experience the rewards of all these principles. You can experience the good things that happen as a result of you living out these principles. And so I want you to commit to applying these things, commit to applying these truths to your business. By doing so, you can honor God, you can serve others, and you can build a business that reflects the kingdom of God.